Okay, so let's start. First of all, thank you for attending to this talk. I hope you will enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy the conference as much as I do. Today, I want to introduce you some homemade tooling that we had to develop to help us develop plugins for developer at OBO. And I want to speak about two specific tools. So the first one is about how to handle target platforms in an easier way than with the existing PDE tooling. And the second one is about how to semantic version, to put semantic version in on your export package without going outside of PDE. So first thing first, let's start with the target platform DSL. So who knows what is a target platform around there? Okay, nice. So you came because you're pissed off that. Okay, so I will run on this very quickly. So it's basically the thing that is used to define the build path and the class path when you run something in Eclipse. And this target platform is used so either for compiling, so it's what is used to compute the plugin dependencies of your plugins. It's used also to define the set of plugins that you will launch when you run a runtime within Eclipse. It is used also to compute the dependencies of your plugin when you let PDE do that for you. So this part. And it's also define a state, so whether the target platform is resolved and which plugins lacks dependencies and so on. And you can see these states by invoking the target platform state views, which is quite new. It has been introduced in Juno, so 3 years ago now. And you all know the infamous target definition editor. So I don't know if there is some committer on PDE there. But so we had a lot of trouble with this editor. It takes a long time to open. It take a long time to resolve, and when you click on this button there, you never know what happens behind the scenes, so we try to improve on that. So in order to avoid to use this editor, who of you already opened the .target? Okay. I was expecting that from the first question. Okay, so how can we avoid that? At OBO, we are using target platform in a very heavy way because we want to test our product on several versions of Eclipse. So we have to define several target platform definition for Kepler, for Luna, for Mars, the upcoming Mars, but even maybe some other one. So you can see that, for instance, on Sirius, each time we build Sirius, we build it and test it against 3 target platforms. But for instance, on EMF Compare, the project that I'm the leader, we run all the tests and we compile the product on 6 different target platforms. So we have to manage that. We have to update and handle all and update all of these target platforms. So we need a tool to help us in that way. So you know that it can be very hard. So at OBO, we are doing model-driven development. So the idea was obviously to use a DSL. And in this case, a textual DSL defined with xtext. So that's it for this part of the slide. Now, let's go to the demo. So here you have a very simple target definition defined by the target platform DSL. So the nice thing with this DSL is that you have obviously all of the goodies from xtext. So you have completion and you have helpers to define a lot of things. You can add new location with a template. So you just have to type the URL of your repository where you want to find some bundles or some features. And the best thing ever is that you also have completion within this editor, and you can see all of the bundles and all of the features that are included within the repository pointing by this URL. So I had to trick a little bit during the conference. I'm using a local server. I'm Sorry about that, but I didn't want to rely on the Wi-Fi.
What happens if you do it on a remote repository?
It takes the time to retrieve the metadata from P2 repository. So this is something that I cannot compress, but still it's pretty quick, much quicker than the target editor. I can assure you. OK, so from there, I got my target definition. I will remove that for the purpose of the demo. OK, so from there, I want to create a real target definition in PDE. So I can right-click within the editor and ask for creating the target definition file. So I'm not overloading every PDE. I'm just reusing, generating a .target from this DSL, and then use this target definition directly. So you can do it directly from the editor or from the context menu in the Package Explorer. So we create it quite fast. And then I can open it in the target editor and set it, obviously. But I said that I don't want to open the target definition editor anymore. So we have another action that came in just in the last release, which has been made last week. And you can directly set this file as the target definition. Behind the scene, it will generate the .target file and use the PDE API to set the target definition. But as we are not launching this editor, which is crappy, you will not have the lag that can occur with due to the editor. The PDE API are actually quite good, and you can do things very quickly, but the editor cannot handle that. So if I ask to set it as a target platform, it will update automatically the thing, and then update the state. So let's enhance a little bit this target definition. So I'd say that I want the eCore feature from the Luna update site. So this is a mirror of the Luna update site. And I want the dependencies also of this feature, because these features include free bundles, but I want its dependencies. So as with PDE, I want to include the requirements to make my target platform resolvable. So here you have all the options that you can include. And if I set the requirements, save the file, then use the set as target platform menu. It will run a little bit, but it is much faster than the target editor. And then boom, you get your target platform that has been reloaded and set properly. What about version? In the target definition, you know that you have to specify the complete version of the bundles or the features that you are that you want to use. So here, I didn't specify any version. What does it do? Behind the scene, from this DSL, we always take the latest version that is available on the given repository. So we are making a query on the repository and ask for the latest one. Sometimes this is not what you want. You want only a dedicated version. So you are able to define a range. And within this range, the DSL and the generator will ask for the latest one within this range in the repository. So you have some nice completion content assist on there, and it will look for all versions in the repository and propose you some common range that you may want. So in this repository, there is two versions. There is 2.10.0 and this qualifier, and 2.10.1. So maybe you want this range or this one and this one. Lazy mean do not resolve at the moment that you generate the target file. Let it resolve when you set the target platform. So if you use a nightly update site, we change very often, and you don't want to regenerate the target definition file, you can use the lazy keyword, and then every time you reload your target definition, it will get the latest version on the repository. So let's use that. If I reload, obviously, it is the same behavior there because it is the same latest version as before. So this can be very, very useful. For instance, if you want to test that you are using only the API of some bundles that evolve very quickly as Guava. So I will uncomment that. if I will just remove this one, make it. If I set the target, you see that it's very quick. I use the key binding. If I just use this dependency, it will look for the latest version of Guava in the repository, which is 15.0. And here I got some code that depends on Guava. But I want to make sure that it also works with other versions, because maybe the bundle, people that contribute to this bundle do not use semantic versioning, so I want to test it. So I will restrict this range to, for instance, 10 to 12. And I want the latest one in this range. And if I set it, again, very quickly, now you can see that I'm not compiling anymore because I'm using a method that is defined only in version 15. So this way you can reuse and combine your target definition very easily. But still it was not enough for us because we want to define target platform for several versions of Eclipse. So even if we have several target platforms that we want to create, we have a common denominator in many of them. So we want to be able to reuse some parts and not to repeat ourselves in all of the target platforms. So this is what the Serious project did. So you see that there is a bunch of target platforms. And if I take, for instance, the Luna definition, you can see that it depends on a bunch of features, but it also includes other files directly. So within this file, I can control-click over there, I think. No. Not the mail. And all those modules, those sample, very limited target definition are imported and reused when we generate the target definition file. So it's very easy to create a lot of different combinations of your target definition and then be sure that you are testing against the proper version of your customers. Okay, so this is all for this. Yeah, sure.
Concerning the Swift requirements, so this always takes the latest, or can you also configure
It takes the dependencies as they are specified in the bundles that you are importing. So,
so the latest allowed in the bundle?
It depends on P2 resolution. This is not related to the target definition. It is P2 which is called to resolve the dependencies, and then it finds something that match these dependencies. Because if you have one which depends on 1.1 and another one depends on 1.2, maybe P2 will take the latest one or the first one, but that I cannot change it.
Something like the oldest form.
Yeah. Actually, I'm thinking about that because very often you want to compile to the oldest version to be sure to not use the latest one. So I think I will add a keyword somewhere before the version to say, do not take the latest, but take the oldest. Yeah?
Can you use requirements with all environments, or does it say?
It is PDE behind the scenes. So you have a you cannot resolve the requirements of all of your bundles and then handle all of the environments, meaning OS, window managers, and this kind of thing. Because those bundles that depend on the platform look for your current platform. So you cannot resolve all the environment on only one platform. Or maybe you have a Rosetta platform, something like that, like a Rosetta platform which can translate to everything. And okay, so this was the first tool that I wanted to show, but I got another one. So yeah, it is available. You can go to this page. This is my GitHub, and you will find all the information about the DSL, the syntax, how to use it, how to install it. So obviously it depends on Xtext, but otherwise it doesn't depend on anything else. So now second tooling. We want to be able to add semantic version to the export packages. What the heck is semantic versioning? Who knows what is semantic versioning? Okay, half of you. So semantic versioning is about giving semantics to the version number. So the first semantic is to control the format. So the format must be that way. So you get the first segment of your version, which is called the major segment, the minor segment, the micro segment, and then the qualifier that can be almost any string. Those three segments must be integer. The definition of each part is still source of conflict. There is a document published by someone from GitHub on the semver.org website, which states most of the definition of semantic versioning, meaning that you should upgrade the major version only when you make incompatible change in your API, that you need to change the minor one when you add functionality, but that is still backward compatible, and then the micro, or here it is called the patch fragments, when you are doing only bug fixes. This definition is much more refined in the white paper from the OSGI community, which describes precisely what does it mean to be a semantic version in the context of Java development. So it it takes into account the fact that when you evolve a Java API, there is a lot of rules that you have to comply with to be able to be still binary compatible with other version and this kind of thing. So this is a wiki page on the on the wiki.eclipse.org server, which lists all of the changes that could break your binary compatibility, and then from there you can understand why you have to increase this segment and not this one. There is already some tooling within PDE to help you handle those semantic versioning. It's called PDE API Tools. And it helps you identify binary compatibility issues, to update the version of your plugins, so the version in your bundle manifest, and also to reuse those information. So all of these features are configurable. You can configure the kind of warning or error you get when you break some compatibility rule, and you can also say what you want to do when you say something that is not true regarding your code. But unfortunately, PDE does not support the semantic versioning of export package directive. The question is, obviously, why do we want to semantic version or export package? The reason is that we want people to use import package rather than require bundle. So do you know why it is important to use import package rather than require bundle? So why it is important to use this part of the manifest editor rather than this part? It's because require bundle may be appealing in the first time, but the stickiness of the dependencies is really, really heavy. It means that when you require a bundle, you require more than what you actually use, because what you use in your code, what you import in your code is a package. Every time in your Java file, you import some packages. So you want also to declare your dependencies in the manifest in terms of packages. And if you import more than what you use, these dependencies also become yours, and then you come again in the class path hell in a way. So this is why we want people to use import package rather than require bundle. But to make them use it, the people have to properly version the package as they export, so that they could be imported properly. Some tools already support semantic versioning of export package. BND tools, for instance, from people of the OSGI community, has a very nice tooling for that. But unfortunately, when you are in the Eclipse plugin development world, it's very difficult to make a match between BND tools and PDE, and then you have to get to lose many of the good tooling that you have in PDE. For instance, the feature editor, all this run configuration, you cannot use it anymore with BND tools. and also the target platform definition. So not with this editor, obviously, with the DSL one. So we want to stay in the PDE. So we edit it. And this is what I will now demonstrate to you very quickly. And you will see it's very easy to edit. Sorry, which one is it? Yeah. So here, I took the source code of JGit. And I want to JGit actually export version, the export packages, sorry, in all of its API. So you see that this package, for instance, is exported in a version 3.5, but unfortunately, it is only version with the same version as the bundle. So it is not real semantic versioning, it's just convenient way to say that my package comes from a bundle that is versioned this way. So how could we help them properly semantic version their API? So first thing is to use the API baseline concept from PDE. API baseline is actually something where you can put a jar with an update site. You can put a zip, with an update site with several jars, and it will be used to compare your version in your workspace and your previous release, so that it can say, okay, you made some incompatible break. So first thing first is to set this baseline. It's very important. And in this case, some tooling like Oomph, maybe you've heard about that, could help a lot. And then the only thing that you have to do is to call a really simple menu there to enable semantic versioning on your project. It will add an etcher and a builder to your project, and then it will rebuild all the thing, compute the changes against the baseline, and it should update the manifest quite quickly. Yeah. Okay, so it updated the manifest automatically. It detected some changes regarding the previous release that I set as a baseline and defined this version. So what is cool with this tooling is that if I made some change in a class, so for instance here, I will add a private method. It's a compiler error because I have to call it, otherwise it's a dead code. So nothing happened. I added a private method to a class, doesn't change the API, nobody will see it, so that's okay. Let's make this public. So now I had a method to a public API, so this is a backward compatible change, but we want to say that it is different from the previous one. So in this case, semantic versioning rule would say that we need to update the micro part. And if we look at the manifest, the minor part, sorry, automatically it updated the minor part to 3.6, and then PDE say that, be careful, one of your package has been updated, and then you have to update also the version of your bundle. So this is not the tooling that I present you, this is PDE that do that, but we help a lot to handle this part of the version. So let's try something even crazier. We will remove a method. Then it is a non-backward compatible change. So we should update the major part. So we should go to the 4.0 version for this package. So you see it is done automatically, and then again, I have to update this. I think there is a quick fix about that. Yeah. To set it to the correct version. And then I got my bundle, which is completely semantic version from the export packages to the version of the bundle. Again, you can find this tooling on the GitHub of Cedric. which is over there, he did this tooling. So it's still in its infancy. There is not yet an update site to install it, so it's only source code, but we intend to improve this tool. We know that we have some performance issue that we need to solve, but we'll work on that very quickly, and you will, if you subscribe to this project, you will see the updates in the next few weeks. So that's it for me. So we've seen those two tooling, I hope, that could help you in your daily work. And what you should remember about this presentation is that Eclipse, despite of what you can hear there and there, is still on par for modern software development to reuse good tooling and to remove the heaviness of the IDE. You can teach him new tricks. You see that with very simple tooling, you can enhance your life very quickly. Actually, I did the DSL of the target platform. For the target platform is about 5 days, thanks to Xtext and the PD API. So it's very easy to enhance it. So this editor and this semantic version tooling, I hope we will jump into this project. Do not hesitate to raise some issue about that. And I'm almost done. Last thing is that the slides are now available on the website of the foundation. You just have to go to the abstract of this talk. So it will be available in a few minutes. Just after the talk, I will upload them. But they will be available very soon. And I think we have time for, 5 minutes for questions. Yeah? So, sorry, I didn't get the end.
Semantic version of classes would be better still, because it's actually the class that is
Yeah, so the question is, it's not really a question, but what is the unit of versioning? So you say it would be better if it is a class. I would say no. A class is not enough when you develop. The unit of cohesion when you develop something is obviously a package, and all the rules of visibility in Eclipse, in Java, are about packages. So I wouldn't say that the unit of versioning is really packages and not class. Yeah?
Although you're right about doing an import package, some people also like to do require bundle for various reasons. Does your tooling also look at that?
Actually, PDE already provide nice tooling about that, so it's quite hard to find documentation and to set up it properly, but it's already done fairly nice by PDE. Yeah.
For the target platform editor, you have this button set as target platform. Are there any plans for extra action to create an update site for this target platform?
I have a bug on the Git. Yeah, so the question is it possible from the target definitions to create a self-contained update site so that it is local and you want to speed up the thing for later reuse? So there is a bug open on the target definition DSL webpage on the GitHub about that. So I plan to work on that for the next major release, and I hope it will ease even more the development. Yeah.
How can you pick up your TPG files from the target code? Or is it possible to pick them up?
Not yet, but we have a trick to do that. You can the target platform DSL come with a standalone Eclipse application that can be run headlessly to generate the .target headlessly. Then you can configure your Maven build to generate the .target in the first time and then use it, make it used by Taiko. You had the question?
Will you go to PDE at some point?
Sorry?
The tooling, will it go to PDE?
I would love to. I would need to speak with PDE committers, but I think the main constraint about that is to add dependencies to Xtext in PDE. That may be something that people don't want to see happen because it could bring a lot of things.
Assuming that you have
Yeah.
But the second part about the semantic version packages, there is no problem to get it created.
Yeah, I think so. But we still have to improve the tooling. Currently, it's more like a prototype. Not, we didn't use it yet in real project. So contrary to the target platform DSL that we already use on real projects. Other question? Okay.
I was wondering that it's not possible to set the target programmatically without using intelligent interfaces.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
To set the target programmatically without using intelligent interfaces, is this not possible?
I'm still not sure to have got.
Set the target, so
Yeah.
you have to set as target platform action. And we tried that, but it was not possible to do that without internal.
Oh yeah. So that's right. There was some change in PDE in 3.8, I think. So in Juno, where they opened up a lot of API. For instance, the target definition API, which was internal at that time, and now it is wide open. So that's true that this target editor, for instance, would not work on version before 3.8 or 4.2 if you use a Juno 4 branch. So I don't have any more time for questions, but if you want, you can always catch me outside. Please rate this talk. Even if you want to put a -1, please rate it. It's important for me. It's important for the foundation to know about the talk. And I just say thank you to all of you. And if you want to contact me, it's information.